What's up, everybody? So, obviously, nobody's in here right now. Um, I have a lot of time on my hands. I'm sitting here at Walmart charging up my devices. Hope the music in the background doesn't trigger copyright strike, but I've never done this before. Um, so I just clicking around and want to try this thing out. Aside from me having a lot of things going on in my own personal life, as usual. Um, I want to put my foot on the gas as far as, this channel goes because, you know, the job that I have now is just not cutting it. And, I'm just really eager to get out of this hole. So, what you're looking at on the screen is a video that I posted. It's the video with the big old moth. It's a big moth that I found outside inside of a one of my suitcases. And, yeah, I just took a picture of it, but that video is this one right here that I'm about to narrate over. I did it before, but when I did it, the audio was horrible. Couldn't even hear my voice, and so I just posted it. And but now again, like I said, I'm gonna try to narrate over this in real time. I got the chat up, and wherever that is, I don't know where it is. I guess I could hit that. I guess I don't know where it is. I'm new to this. For the one person in here, if you could just leave something in a comment section or something, just help me out with this. I would appreciate it. I have no idea how this stuff works. So I'm just going to get started just for time's sake. And again, I hope the music in the background doesn't get me in trouble. So let's just get started. Fair use, fair use, fair use. This is not my video. I found this video on my feed. It just randomly came up, and I'm just doing a commentary over it. Again, fair use, fair use, fair use. Um, my whole point of view of how I think this pertains to me is I've always thought things in my life were just odd. At one point, I guess until I was about 16, 17 years old, I really thought something was wrong with me. Um, I was just an underachieving student. I was the middle child of my older brother and my brother younger than me, and then the baby was last. But so I was the middle child. Um, these were my stepbrothers. So my father married another woman, and she became my stepmother, which it became a job in it as itself to uh, gain her approval and just kind of feel like I fit in. I do know, I believe 100% that if I made good grades and really if I made just good grades, that I wouldn't have had a lot of the problems that I had. But because my grades were bad and I got into kind of, you know, I got into, I guess you would say, immature trouble. Um, it created a narrative about me as a child that it, it it felt like a job as a kid to try to just do right. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't like to cast people out as demons and any of this thing, any of that. Like, I don't want to do that. But, Um, there's always seemed like there was some type of dark force, um, kind of, I guess, keeping me balanced in a way. I don't want to say completely taking me over because I've explained this before that I get nauseated and I get dizzy when I think about doing very heinous things. And that's, if anybody's seen that movie, A Clockwork Orange, where they brainwashed him to every time he thought about having sex with a woman, that he would get sick. And that's how I am when I think about that level of violence when I'm upset, is that I just start to get sick. Like, bro, I really don't want to, I don't want to go through with this. So, that's kind of, and then, it just, the thumbnail, and again, it just came up on my feed and it spoke directly to me. So yeah, y'all let me know if y'all can hear that music in the background, please. Please let me know. There we go. I don't know why it disappears, bro. And I've said this before, I do not like the term chosen one. I don't like that at all. Um, I don't consider myself anybody special. I've said this to my friends, the few friends that I've had, that, you know, maybe in 1940, 50, 60, 70, I would have been something, I would have been a normal person, somebody that they would say, oh, you're just, you know, you're aware, you see these things and stuff like that. um so I understand that. And sorry, I'm moving around, guys, again. I don't know how this stuff works, and I'm trying to, you know I'm learning on the fly, so just bear with me. I'm trying to bring up the chat where I can see it. I don't know how to do that. Turn on the chat. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. I'm trying my best. But anyway, um, I don't like that term, because again, in the grand scheme of things, I'm nobody special, not at all. I just so happen to um, just understand this type of this level of spiritual understanding. I didn't ask for it. Um, I had it real difficult, as a kid growing up, man, because, well, I'm gonna just let it keep playing. I'm sorry. I'm blabbing. Hmm. She. Mm-hmm. I've always said this, and oh man, I wish I would. In the audio that I said in the last video, was that everywhere I've gone, jobs, when I used to live with, Terrell's sister, and people have gotten disturbed. They get disturbed. I see it because we live in such a very a frantic and schizophrenic society where when someone sees that somebody is composed, they don't talk a lot, they're very respectful, um, it bothers them. It bothers them. Um, and especially from what I've seen in my life from my own quote unquote community of black people, it bothers the hell out of them when you're not loud, when you're not argumentative, when you come from, um, when you just have so much, and you hold it all in, and people they'll just be wondering like, what the hell is going on with this dude? Why, how is he so quiet? How is he so consistent with it? But at the same time, he works hard. I don't, trust me, I've done it everywhere I've gone. When you bring that level of to an environment, it makes these people slash demons, whether they know it or not, it start to manifest, and they get real uncomfortable. Again, my job over there at Wingstop, after 4 days, this dude was like, well, we're gonna just let you go because all you doing is washing dishes. Not understanding, like, dude, I'm the new guy. The new guy does the things like wash dishes and take out trash, restock, and stuff like that to help the people that been there longer, help them get out of there. With that level of understanding, he just took it as like, when ain't no dishes, dude, I'm just standing, or I'm just gonna stand here ready to do what they tell me to do. And he took that as like, well, you're not doing enough, basically wanting me to overcompensate for the fact that, he's giving me a job. And guess what? He was black. So thank you for that like, whoever that is, man. I can't see the chat. I can't see it. Just that right there. I remember a lot of times when I gave up as a kid, a teenager, when I gave up, I just told myself like, okay, well, if I can't do the grades and stuff like that, then I'm just gonna be the best hard ass. I can't say gangster because we didn't really have gangs where I grew up as much. Everybody, a lot of people wanted to be Crips and stuff like that. It was basically stuff that they brought from Houston back to this little small town. When they went out to Dallas and Houston and stuff, they bring these little fads and stuff like that back to these little small towns where I grew up, and a lot of kids just clung to it. And but I had told myself at one point, like, there has to be something more to just being scared to show my report card and all these different things that I hated about school. So I remember I deliberately tried to I was just doing stuff for my own gratification because I knew what I was trying to do academically wasn't working. So I told myself, man, you know what, dude, when it comes to, having sex in the school or on the bus at a track meet, or me and this dude ended up we fought for some money because this was around the time when Kimbo Slice and YouTube was just through the roof, World Star and all of that. For y'all that remember those videos and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, like I was just really just doing my own thing because I remember at one point my brother was going to go do something real bad, and volunteered to go. And my brother was just like, man, like I ain't trying to hear Pop's mouth about nothing that got to do with you, dog. And I was just like, I'm not gonna fight for it. Like I said, I'll go, and that's that. And my brother was like, all right, man, all right, let's go. And it somebody that is friends with Xavier, my brother told him, was like, I think his name was Josh. Josh was like, bro, that nigga's not going with us, dude. He is not going with us. I don't care what you say. And my brother, the big dog, and he don't. It was just weird. Like my brother was like, yeah, bro. JD said you ain't going. You ain't going. And I felt like, man, like I really wanted to go. Like, and it was something bad. It was bad, and it didn't happen. And I can go on and on about these stories where certain things just didn't flourish because of it. Just felt like something was keeping me from that level of terror. You know what I mean? And again, I'm nobody special, man. You got people out here same age as me, older than me and younger than me, hearing that little voice in the back of their head. God put that voice in all of us. And I'm telling you right now, when I talk about God, if you a Christian like that, this is not the place for you. Because when it comes to my relationship with God, what this video was talking about is I'm taken over by, on the surface level, as a black man, I have a hard time controlling my emotions. Shout out to Dr. Umar. I over sensationalize things that don't need to be. It doesn't need to trigger me like it do, but when it does, now I'm like, bro, like I said, like I told like God, I know I already know what my life is gonna consist of. It's either gonna be this dude that overcame all these obstacles, or it's gonna be I'm gonna be living like this for the rest of my life for something that I did that I'm either gonna figure out like later in life, or it's either or. And I already see, there's too many movies out there where I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of see what, where this goes, as far as like, I just see where it goes. But the fact that I have to live it out, I have to actually go through it. That's the part where I'm like, dude, I'm tired of the patterns. I'm tired of the pattern recognition. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm blabbing again. Thank you for the 2 people watching me, man. I appreciate it. I remember, man, I'm sorry for going on, y'all, but this another thing where I said, like, as I got older, I think I'm about 17 years old, and I started coming in with what we call the knowledge, and it ain't it. Anyway, when I came into this information and I started, for example, my brother is a great basketball player, right? Let me take that word great back. My brother is a very good basketball player, all right? And when I discovered Steph Curry's workouts and things of that nature, I introduced that to my brother. Let's take one dribble between our legs backwards, shoot. One dribble, shoot. One dribble, shoot. Hard dribble right, shoot. Hard dribble left, shoot. Left hand layups, reverse left hand layup. All these different things. And it revealed that he did not have fundamental skills. My brother's older than me, probably about 7 years. And it really it pissed him off. And I would just be over there laughing like, wow, like I don't want to embarrass my brother, but when we break this thing down, you really don't have any fundamentals, bro. It's all based off of athleticism. So these are things that I started scratching my head like, maybe I'm getting on to something. Maybe I'm the dummy when it comes to school stuff, but in life, I used to say like that was a trade-off. Like, bro, don't worry about this school shit. I'm getting you ready for something totally different. And that's what I used to hang my hat on. Like I tried. That's the part where I know that destiny wise something's greater gonna happen because I actually tried. I was, I didn't want to bring a report card home or a progress report and I'm failing. That shit was embarrassing. I was the kid in school that went to a summer school every single year. Every year I had summer school. I remember hearing my family was like, yeah, we got plans to do stuff in the summer, but we gotta wait, because CJ got summer school again. That shit, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. My brother's dad, Carlton, a dude from Jamaica, he even got in on it at one point. Was like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like what are you not understanding about this stuff? And I would just be like, bro, I don't know. Like, and of course they reached their ceiling. You could tell as far as their understanding of life is like this ceiling of like, okay, you need to then if you feeling like this, then you just need to study harder. You need to beat this stuff into your brain so that you could pass these tests and stuff. And that's how they saw it. And it was just like, it's not working for me. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I can't remember a lot of the material that I need to remember for the test. And trust me, as a kid, it's making me feel sick. It makes me cry, makes me nervous and stuff like that. So that's how I know that every time my parents would say stuff like, you must not care. Like, nah, that's not the case. If it's pulling these emotions out of me, I care. And so basically I said that because, like I said, when I started understanding this stuff at 17, like, we going to church every Sunday and we don't talk about nothing that goes on outside of church, like that like it's not like a football game. Like, we don't leave the game or we don't leave church still talking about the message, or the fact that like some of the members, they leave early, or when Paw up there preaching, they all kind of laugh at him because they know what he finna do, or they make fun of his arthritic hands and stuff like that. It's just crazy. So I was like, man, I'm not going. Like, I'm for sure about this. And my parents, they had a ritual, and y'all know how these families is, man. When you get in there, when you a churchgoer, and your family, they we had just a ritual, like them there, making sure we up, making sure we dressed and stuff like that. That was a ritual. And I remember when I made that decision. I remember when I made that conscious decision to, like, bro, I'm not going. They can come in here and that's my story. It's like, nah, I'm not going because this don't make no sense. And I'm gonna bring up X, Y, and Z. And I know how my people are. They're gonna be like, nigga, ain't nobody trying to hear all that. Or if you got a problem with it, like, you might want to keep that to yourself. But for some reason, that Sunday, they did not come in the room. For some weird reason, they did not come in the room. And I told myself, man, they probably gonna light my ass up when they get back from church. Never said anything about it, nothing. And it was one of the strangest things ever. Like, they let me go with this? And yeah. As cringe as that is, I can't disagree with that. I can't. I told y'all, when I go into this store, Walmart, I go certain places, man, even homeless people be like, you look good. You look good. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like I got on a soccer shirt and some literally bleach khaki jean shorts, like, and people they see, I know what they see. And I laugh a lot of times, but I usually be like, the fuck? More times than not, I'm like, the hell are you talking about? Like, whatever. But again, I know it's, physically they can see, like, I'm, from going to the gym, and just how much of a benefit that is to your health. I mean, it even cleans your skin on the outside. So, but I know a lot of it is just that from what this video is, that it's a light on the inside that these people see. I've seen women, dude, that check receipts at the door. They'll look at me like, and I have to quickly try to decipher like, the fuck you looking at? But then they having to look again like, is that you? Because of just the drastic quick change that they're seeing, as far as like, okay, he's a little bit more in shape. He got a haircut. He's walking upright. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It is. This example is the greatest example of what I went through right before COVID. Was me and my friend, his sister invited me to come live with them in Sugarland because she said, there's no opportunity out here. You should come live with us. And I took her up on that offer. And next thing I know, I was met with a lot of spiritual attacks, man. I had just got into meditation, and that's what got me out there. Believe it or not, the meditation, that's what got me out there. She saw something in me that she didn't see in her own brother, as far as the love that I exuded when I spoke to her, because she worked right at the bank. So she would come over to Subway where I work, and she would just kind of conversate like, yeah, he's doing good. And, but like I said, that what she felt coming from me, she was like, you should come live with us, man. Like, come out here, and it's better opportunity and stuff like that. So, but when I got out there, man, this lady, just aside from my health played a huge part in it. I had real bad health from years of taking migraine relief and all these different things to try to get rid of my headaches. I was just tearing up my digestive system. No calcium in my body, to the point where I felt like I was ass, man. Like, I would get reactions from people that were older than me, much older than me, be like, they would look at me as like Mr. Grumpy. They'll look at me like, bro, they'll tell my older brother like, man, tell your brother to smile, man. Tell the nigga it ain't. And part of that is that when you coming into knowledge, when you being literally spiritually worked on, man, look, I appreciate that like, man. I appreciate the two people in here listening to me. This time here ain't going wasted. But I remember when that happened, man. When you going through that type of spiritual construction, your whole attitude changes. A lot of people don't talk about this, but for the people that get it, they get it. Man, you reach a point where you don't have nothing in this world gives you joy, other than probably being left the fuck alone. when you can really just have a whole day, a whole 12 hours of getting stuff done without any interruptions. It creates a level of focus and actual daytime meditation where you might be in deep thought about these inner conditions that you might have that you really want to change that stuff about yourself. My father taught us, man, I ain't raising nobody up in this house to be no victim. If something going on with you, you need to check yourself. So I was always under construction of myself of, CJ, are you doing this right? Are you doing that right? Could you do this better? Could you do that better? I was always under that type of impression, under that type of self-constructive criticism, being my own, worst critic, as they say. So, yeah, it just, the spiritual attacks. If my father actually had the decency to sit down and listen to me and see what I've gone through, just to even see, just to sit right across from me and see my mannerisms, how I talk, the look in my eyes, that dude would probably break down. I say probably because I don't know, but he would really be like, damn, like you didn't reach the point where it's like, but knowing him, he'll think that this is all part of the internet, that I'm just being oversaturated with stuff that I don't really, that's how he would look at it. That's why I said I wish. But yeah, it creates a level of, it's almost like a lady for you guys out there. When you see a fine ass woman, you like, man, I wonder what her type is. Does she like the big old fat butt crack showing guy when he bend over? Does she like the dude that looks like a model? Does she like the skinny guy with glasses? Like, I wonder what she likes just because of what she looks like on the outside. So from a distance, you try to think of ways like, man, if I'm gonna come at her, how am I gonna do this, man? Because she bad than a bitch, bro. Like, I don't want to have to deal with me personally, I don't care, but I don't want to have to deal with rejection, man. I don't want to have to, man, I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's how people play with you when you're on that type of, and I've not seen anybody really in my life like that. I think it's because of the internet that I have heard people that say, like, some of the shit I say, I'm like, that's kind of how I feel. That's what I think is going on. So sorry, I'm blabbing. My best friend, quote unquote best friend, Terrell, I never would have thought that this dude would turn out the way he did, although I did know he was a spineless, just a spineless guy. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Spineless dude. It did seem like something possessed over him, that I used to tell him and my other partner. I said, bro, y'all gotta stand up to y'all mamas, bro. Like, I'm not saying call her and just pick a fight, but y'all gotta stand up to this, but his mother was the type to demean him, call him, cuss at him and stuff like that, because they're alcoholics. And I say his mother's passed away. Rest in peace, Miss Deborah. Father is a huge weed head, alcoholic, and the same thing is it just leaked over into him. And I would have never thought that this dude as soft as he did. Yep. Yep. And then people will say, man, you take stuff too serious. You take stuff too serious. Charles, man, everybody ain't against you. I never spurred. I never said, damn, I don't like, because everybody. This is what people will say to you. They will say you take life too serious. They will say you need to learn how to relax and chill. They'll say, everybody go through stuff, man. Chill out. They say little shit like this. It's ridiculous. It's like being a kid and you see your dad outside under the house trying to fix some shit, and you like, man, why don't you just call somebody to fix it? And as a father, you like, nigga, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Boy, go back in the house. This is a $250 job that I'm doing right now for free. Maybe I had to buy the material or something like that, but as a kid, you don't know nothing. Go in the house. Discernment. Mhm. That goes for dating too. When women see that you're not moved by sex and you're not moved by none of that little dumb shit, that makes them like, man, I quit. I'm not finna fool with this nigga, and he keep catching me at everything I do. He's literally predicting my movements. You know what they say? And I've had them tell me that. Well, one, and my dad, they were like, man, you thinking negative. So these things that you thinking, they gon' manifest. No, motherfucker. When you recognize patterns in people's behavior, you can call them on their bullshit. I would just look at my dad like, oh my God, man. Jesus Christ. Each opportunity. This is why customer service was very important in my journey. This is why working here at Walmart was important to my journey. Um, working at Subway, working at Domino, because I understand. Um, I'm gonna use the analogy for a female. When a woman knows she bad, she love going out. She love getting dressed, right? Because she knows can't nobody tell me that I ain't got no booty. Can't nobody tell me that I ain't got no titties. Can't nobody tell me I'm ugly. Can't nobody tell me nothing. It's just a matter of how good am I gonna feel when I see all these eyes on me when I walk out of my house. That's the excitement that they get. So that's the same thing when I go out in public. When I learned all this stuff was I really want to put this to the test. I really want to see when you genuinely kind to people, not this fake Baptist Christian shit, but when you really have a compassion for people that they stupid and you know that they've been dumbed down and you know that they don't have any compassion and you know that life here in America especially is oversaturated with death, celebrity worship, idol worship, sports. It's overran with everything but spirituality. So these people are really, when they hear somebody that tells them have a good day, man, I'll see you tomorrow. It really makes them feel like, wow, out of all of these employees in this building, that guy right there, for some reason, it's just something about him. Customers try to tip the cashier because you can't keep the tips. But yeah. I have no idea what I pressed. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Now, again, I can be honest. There's really not been anybody in my life because they see it from they don't get that close to me. I've never had anybody really try to influence me to do anything I don't want to because they look at me like, man, this nigga look like he don't even have time for this shit. See, they don't even look like he fuck around with stuff like that. So they just don't even try it. Mm-hmm. 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 Hey, look, they read my mind. I'm going to go ahead and end it right here, man. Again, I was just testing this stuff out. Um, I appreciate, the eyeballs that did come and watch. Um, I could do this more often because I told you I don't, I don't go to bed till very late. So, you know, you guys, man, y'all let me know if there's anything you want me to cover. I'll cover it. Um, but it's like I'm just trying to find that motivation to keep going so that I can use this platform to ensure nothing bad, will come of uh, if anything may happen with my job or anything like that. I don't think nothing's ever gonna happen as far as how I'm on track right now. Don't forget, man, my Cash App, Charles Edwards the third. Um, you know, I'm probably the most handsome, the most intelligent, the most hardworking employed homeless man in Houston. So, with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all. And I'm going back to the tent. I'm out.